Hello and welcome to Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck. And before we get into it, I'd like to remind you to share, like, and comment on today's show. Know that we are on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and YouTube. Leave those shares, leave those comments, as I will come back to read them. I'd like to give a big shout out to our advertising sponsors that make this show possible. There is a list and there is a flyer, so you can reach out to any of them that are interesting to you. I'm going to start with Gail Nicholson. She's our resilience coach and metaphysical practitioner. Moving into Sonia, I'm going to leave it at that. Our NPC National Figure Competitor and U.S. Marine. Irene Rodriguez, she's our healer, creator of the Waist Beads and the Torah Wellness Advocate. Alex Rutio, which is our leading shamanic priestess of wealth and well-being. And then we have Nick Rafter, who is our real estate agent and also our journalist. Our guest for today is Diana Brent. She's our business consultant that specializes in small businesses adapting eco-sustainable practices. So those are our advertising sponsors that make our show happen every single week. And for those of you who are interested in learning how you could be a guest as well or an advertising sponsor, just email healingwithin76@gmail.com. And I'll be more than happy to give you all that information. I'd like to ask, how are you feeling this week? There's been a lot of energy. As yesterday was October 10th. They say that the 1010 energy, when we think about that energy of 10-10-2020, it's a powerful energy of healing. But before we can do the healing process, we have to really work on the partnership within ourselves and a new way of doing healing. And thinking about all our past experiences that we might actually be thinking about in this time. But it's also a time to think about those past experiences, pulling us back to get us ready to eject forward into what's coming. I like to set the tone for today's energy, asking you to take a moment just to take a deep breath. Become aware of your breath. And as you become aware of your breath, just begin to exhale the breath out, letting it go, and just moving into a space of quietness. I'd like to ask you to take a moment to think about the question you would like some guidance in. We're going to focus in on one chakra, one affirmation, and a number that's going to provide a hidden message. So let's see what we have showing up for today. What needs your attention? Let's see. What needs your attention today? The cards are sticky today for whatever the reasons. Interesting, the card that it is, clarity. Clarity. As we just got done saying, yesterday was the 1010 energy. You may be receiving a lot of downloads in regards to clarity, or you might actually be looking for clarity. If you are looking for clarity, a card reading is a great way to gain some clarity. We'll talk about that later. The chakra associated with our card is the heart chakra. In regards to the pink energy, which is really about more self-love, self-nourishing, and self-care practices. Your numbers are 2 and 9. That 2 is about the partnership that you are engaging in with yourself, but more importantly, with your higher self as well, gaining the clarity you're looking for. The 9 is about letting go of the old ways of doing things and moving into something brand new. When we think about that 2 and 9, it's an 11 energy. 11 is a master number, which means the veil between the physical and the spiritual connection is very thin, giving you the ability to connect on a higher level with your spirit guides, with your loved ones and angels as well, so you can gain the clarity that you are looking for. When we think about that 2 and 9 energy, it's also the 11, the master teacher. So you are the master teacher when you see that number 11. Anytime you happen to see the number 11 on the clock or license plate, or even in a receipt for that matter, that is clarity providing that you are the master teacher. You are here to teach at a master level, to take yourself to a different level and come out of the ego, come into the more of a spiritual well-being, into your intuition, into your heart for that matter. When you move into your heart and out of the ego, you do gain clarity just from being with yourself and knowing that you are the master teacher. Also want to bring to your attention, as we will move into this energy, and interesting enough, I will actually be on my other show, Joanne's Cosmic Energy radio show on Wednesday, sharing with you about this amazing energy that's coming with Mercury retrograde this week, because that will take place on October 14th. we'll have more of that then. So hopefully you'll be able to join me on October 14th, 3 p.m. Eastern Time for my radio show, Joanne's Cosmic Energy Radio. With all that being said, I'd like to take an opportunity to remind you, for those of you who are interested in getting a reading, feel free to text 646-236-9155, or you can send an email to healingwithin76@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to sending you my calendar and scheduling you that cosmic energy soul reading. As after all, you are looking for clarity, and this is a great time for that clarification. With all that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I'm going to be really eager to introduce my guest to you. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Diana Brandt. I'm a business consultant. If you always wanted to be an entrepreneur and you've got these dreams, you no longer have to have them in your head. I help you with the steps. I'm offering a 15-minute complimentary call, and you can reach me at diana.caremore@gmail.com. Thank you for the opportunity.
Are you ready for solutions and connections? If so, I can help. Hi, I'm Tammy Moses, and I help the peripheral people resolve hoarding issues in a holistic way. I would love to connect with you and learn more about how I can help in your unique situation. Please send me an email to thehoardingsolution@gmail.com. I look forward to connecting with you.
Hello and welcome back. For those of you who are just joining, I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I welcome you and remind you to share, like, and comment on today's show. Know that we are on Roku, Amazon TV, and YouTube, just in case you can't watch the whole show or you've missed episodes prior. You can go and have a marathon for that matter. I'd like to do a recap on what I spoke on in my introduction. Today's card is all about clarity, gaining clarity by sitting quietly and connecting with your higher self. The chakra associated is the high heart, which is all about the self-care, self-love process, and really diving into loving yourself. Your numbers are 2 and 9. The 2 is about the partnership that you do have with yourself and higher self. The 9 is about learning how to let go of your ego so you can move more into your intuition and gain the clarity that you so have within when you get out of your ego. That 2 and 9 works out to be an 11 energy. The 11 is the gateway to your spirit guides, the gateway to your intuition, the gateway and the veil being really thin between the physical and the spiritual realm. So know that anytime you see the number 11, that's giving you the gateway and the key to finding the clarity to the questions you've been asking or not asking. So that's the insight for today. With all that being said, I'd like to introduce my guest who is here with us right now, Diana Brandt. She is our business consultant.
It's not Brat, it's Brand.
Brand, sorry. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you.
I can on occasion, I guess, be called a brat.
No, we don't want to do that today. Brand, yes. She's our business consultant, and she specializes in helping small businesses, guys, in adapting substantial practices. And she's going to explain more about what that actually all means in just a second. So welcome, Diana. How are you today?
Good. How are you, Deb?
I'm doing really well, really well. So to start off with, let's dive right into what is an environmental navigation, I think it is?
Innovation.
Innovation.
Yes. Environmental innovation is about creating the things that you as a human see a gap in. So if you're using a product or a service and you realize, hey, this could be better, we could improve this. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be something completely brand new. You can just improve something that exists, or it could be something completely brand new. But all of us have the ability to be innovative and create something that would help to close a gap.
Nice, nice. And how did you develop the passion for this?
It started when I was very young. I was brought up during the time when they said we had smog days as a kid. So when I was walking to school, they would many times say that there was no recess because of the smog days. And my brother, he had childhood asthma, so he had to have an inhaler with him. And he's 18 months younger than I am. So we were pretty close. And I would watch how he was struggling to breathe. His eyes would be burning and his nose. And at nighttime, it was a real ritual just to get him settled into bed. And I, saw how painful that was and thought, pretty easily the correlation here is that my brother's suffering, it's worsened because of the bad air quality. And I had a teacher in the 4th grade that got the kids involved with an extra credit that was an ongoing extra credit where we could write a letter to either at the local, state, or federal level, a letter that addressed certain concerns that we had. So I was the kid that wrote to the air quality, I guess it's management district. So I did that, and then the EPA, and I just got hooked. And the teacher, really reinforced this by using my letter and putting it up as an example of how other kids could write these letters. And then when I got a response, the whole classroom celebrated, and she put the response also right next to my letter. So I got hooked, and I kept writing. I continued that practice for my whole adult life.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I would say that would be like, why is it so important for you to advocate and educate about this? Besides for the fact of watching your brother struggle, I'm sure there's something more involved. So why is it so important for you?
I guess the thing that I began to realize, it started with watching my brother. My brother, by the way, outgrew his asthmatic condition. So by the time he was in high school, he actually was doing really well. But what I got really into nature. So my first time at camp, I was about 12 years old, and the camp was held in Tehachapi Mountains, which is just south of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. And I was away from home for 3 weeks, which is a long time for a teenage kid.
Sure.
A pre-teenie. And it was like, my mother had not really exposed me to a lot of outdoor stuff. My dad did when we were really little, but my parents split when I was 5. So it was renewing my connection to nature and being in the outdoors, hiking. And I started to become more aware of the kinds of things that were happening to our beautiful national parks. So that's why it continued.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why is it environmental public education important?
Environmental public education is important because a lot of people don't understand their part in it. They can understand the concept of lessening our environmental impacts and trying to reduce and reuse, and basically get involved with trying to do a closed loop system in terms of limiting our byproducts and waste. But because we live in a society that's consumer driven and based on convenience, it's like, oh yeah, other people need to be doing this, but my little thing that I'm doing over here isn't really going to be a big deal. But actually it is. It's cumulative.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can all make little shifts on the micro level in our own homes by changing out certain products, by doing certain things in our daily routine, even when we go out the door in our day, it will have a dramatic impact in terms of making a nice shift for us. A green, they call it a green economy.
Mm-hmm. So everybody chipping in just a little bit will make a big difference.
It will. And then, of
Definitely.
course, at the macro level, there's more dealing with the major manufacturing companies. If we all write letters to different companies that we use regularly about our concerns or areas where we think they could improve, then they're going to shift because they're going to want to please us, the customer.
Definitely, definitely. Now, in our conversations that you and I have had off camera, you and I spoke about your nonprofit. Could you talk about that today?
Yeah, so I founded the nonprofit Transition to Green Community in the summer of 2008. And again, I had come out of a teaching program. So I was basically trained to teach junior high and high school, social studies, economics, English. And I just put together a party for women. And a friend of mine, it was through direct sales, had introduced me to these organic sheets that were bamboo sheets. They were amazing.
Nice.
And I said, and she was using the term go green, go green. And I kept hearing that in the media. And I thought, well, what does that mean exactly to go green?
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to educate myself, and in educating myself, being able to share that with others, bring others along. So that's why I put together this ladies party, and everybody got little samples of the things that it was like a bed bath kind of a deal. And that was the kickoff. I was then told by a lot of different people, this should not just be a party for ladies or an association. City council officer of education came over to me and said it should be a nonprofit. So I hadn't even considered that until a few people, especially with the council member, coming up to me and saying that.
That's nice. That's very nice.
Thank you.
What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break. But before we do, let the viewers know how they can reach you.
Well, there's several ways. So for the nonprofit, you can go through Meetup, and I should just read this because I don't know it by heart. It's meetup.com/transition-to-green. And then on Facebook, it's facebook.com/transition, and then the number 2 green. And then you can also reach me through diana.caremore@gmail.com.
Awesome. And there is a flyer there for the viewers, and whatever's not on the flyer, I will definitely make sure it's posted in the link so our viewers can get the additional information as well so they can reach you. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have more on Diana and what she's doing. So we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nick Rafter. Though it may not seem like it, now is actually a good time to sell or buy a home, and I can help you with that. I'm a real estate agent with great knowledge of the markets in New York City and Long Island, and I can help price your home and get it sold, or find you one at a great price. I can also help you rent as well. So give me a call at 347-610-9765 or at nrafter@corcoran.com. Let's find you the perfect home.
Hello everyone, my name is Irene Rodriguez and I'm the creator and founder of 100 Essential Women. Through 100 Essential Women, I create individualized waist beads for women that represent the relationship between a woman and her body. They are individualized pieces that represent her femininity, her divine feminine, her sensuality, and her spiritual well-being. If you're interested, please reach out at 100 Essential Women on my Instagram. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing from you.
When you open yourself up to actual energy work, makes that recovery progress so much faster. That recovery is possible. You do not have to live as a victim until your last days. You have unbelievable strength, and I know that because you're still here. Do you want to create something completely unrecognizable with your life? I can show you how.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I have my amazing guest, Diana Brandt.
It's Brant.
Brandt, thank you. That T is going to throw me off. And for those of you who are just tuning in, remember to share, like, and comment, and know that we are on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and YouTube. So if you've missed the beginning portion of today's show, please go back and watch it because we shared some amazing information. And with that being said, Diana, in regards to going green and your transition to green, in regards to the home life, how can one actually apply some going green in the house?
Well, I'm a big fan of this company that they're called Grove, and they offer, it's a one-stop shop because they have pretty much all the house cleaning supplies that you could ever think of right there that are considered eco and sustainable, less impact on the environment. So I would recommend checking that out. I don't work for them. I just happen to be a customer. I also recommend it. The reason why I named it Transition to Green is because we're all in transition. So if certain things that you're doing are still considered not very eco, it's probably because we have an innovation gap that needs to be filled. So don't beat yourself up. Like, for instance, plastic bags. A lot of people are still using plastic bags because they've told me that the biodegradable ones start to biodegrade in their cabinet that they're holding it in, and then the stuff just falls right out. So that's a gap. So maybe somebody will create a biodegradable bag that won't do that. But for now, if you're still using them, I'm not saying definitely use them. If there's an innovative way to transition out of that, then try that.
Yes. And I think, especially with all that's going on with our pandemic, this is a perfect time to integrate and innovate into new processes, and even the whole process of going green in regards to getting healthier and being stronger. And the cleaning products that you're speaking about for the home, even for the small businesses, because I know, again, for my own business, I'm the one that cleans my facility. So making sure that I am using products that are more natural and healthier for me to breathe in and for my clients to breathe in is extremely important. So I think that's amazing. Now, in regards to individuals, how can they become more involved with the transition to green?
People can get involved on numerous levels. You can participate. Our biggest support comes from small business owners. So you can participate as a small business owner by joining us as a host. So you'd be a guest host either on a virtual or at one of our physical forums. And it's by topic, and we usually pair two guest hosts together that complement one another. So there's not a sense of competition. And a lot of people have asked me about that, but everybody has something to share that's interesting and benefits all of us in the community.
That's nice.
That's part of that, yes.
Yes, that's nice. That is nice. And in regards to your whole mission about a nonprofit, your whole mission about going green, the transitioning to green, in regards to, like, for this particular year, have you noticed more people in the process of transitioning, especially with the pandemic?
Yes, things are actually moving in that direction, even though we hear differently that everything in terms of the energy that we're using, and there's been some different documentaries that have been out lately that have said that the whole thing with transitioning to green isn't really possible. And yet we are actually moving in that direction. How can I give an example? I would say that more hybrid cars are being released, and we're getting more EVs into the marketplace again. So you can see a lot of charging stations now. Autonomous vehicles they are perfecting them so that there's not going to be any more malfunctions. They've been working, the engineers, and testing them, actually, I believe in Tucson, Arizona. So these, yeah. So these cars that are autonomous, eventually they have already been doing prototypes and actual real test flights with some of these cars because they're going to be able to fly.
Nice.
They're
Now,
here. It's not science fiction. They're here.
they're here. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Now, again, this is I'm going to use the word based on your intuition versus research or science for that matter. Based on what we're experiencing with the pandemic and people traveling less, with their own cars, they might be, taking public transportation, or for that matter, because there's so many people who are working remotely. Do you feel that there's a change in just the air quality based on the fact that less people are traveling to go back and forth to work?
My boyfriend's a scientist. He's an atmospheric scientist, and he's on the climate team. It's an international team. And he, when he was an undergrad, he's a meteorologist, so he still does that. So he was telling me he follows these trends all day long, that the air quality has greatly improved. With now we have more people coming back into the workplace, so the traffic is starting to increase. But during the time where we didn't have as many people driving on the roads, there's been a reduction, yes.
Oh, well, hopefully.
I can't give you the exact percent, but yes.
Yeah, and hopefully with some hope that more and more businesses will continue to stay remote, so this way here can sort of save our world, our environment from air pollution and continue to increase the air environment. So I think that's important.
This is an interesting little thing to know too. During COVID, you maybe heard about this, that because the noise levels had reduced because of our not being as active out in our days, a lot of wildlife in areas where there's mountains have been coming down into the communities and just checking things out. Raccoons.
Yes,
coyotes.
It's funny you should say that. Yes, because it was really weird because I've started noticing more wildlife being around, and even like your general everyday birds for that matter, they seem to not fly away as quickly as they would have in the past, where they're becoming more calmer around people. I don't know if that has anything to do with the environment getting healthier and stronger, but it is nice to see the wildlife not rushing away.
This is, a lot of people don't necessarily believe in the idea of vibrations, but it actually has to do with vibration, and it's because of the sounds that we make when we're actually out in our day and commuting and trucks and manufacturing. Well, all those noises have reduced, so it's calmed the animals down.
Yes, and I can definitely see that being a factor, because when we think about vibrations with all that's going on, even as humans, our vibrations are rising. And because our vibrations are rising, I'd like to think that wild animals have a higher frequency than we do anyway. And because they have a higher frequency and our frequency is rising, we're becoming more aligned with them as well, which is why they're more comfortable with being in our presence, where they're not so quickly to run away, because we're coming in that alignment of balance, so to speak.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's really interesting on how it really all plays a role into this whole transitioning to green and really cleaning up our world, because it's not just about cleaning up the world just for our own health. It's about really cleaning up the world for the world's health, for that matter.
The thing is, there's a lot of other wonderful nonprofits that are doing the same kind of thing, and we've basically joined hands. We create alliances with one another to show support. So there's like the Nature's Conservancy, there's Surf Riders, there's Planet Rehab. There's a long list of them, and by doing that, it has a big we have an influence and be able to have things go more towards a cleaner economy.
Nice. Now, should one be interested in employment in this field? Is there available employment in this field?
Well, that's what happened for me. I initially, over the years, I come out of a background in finance. I worked in banking. I worked in escrow. I did a lot of startup businesses. And over the years, I've helped a lot of friends, family, and just people in general in their own small businesses, whether they wanted to launch or try to improve while they're in their company. And so over the years, people have been telling me you should be a business consultant. So this is an area where you can go to a university, usually through an extension program, and they do have certification for eco-sustainable practices to help businesses with those, implement them.
Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. And I mean, I'm just hearing this intuitively, something to think about, maybe planting a seed. I don't know if you've ever taken on any interns where they work under you to learn about what it is you're doing and to see if it's something they would be interested in, diving further in.
Well, with the nonprofit, we've had a lot of different volunteers. Some of them are interns. Some of them are just young people that just want to get involved and participate and help out any way they can. And again, I mentioned that business owners can participate by hosting and being a guest speaker at one of our forums. So in terms of pay, it's tricky. It's usually direct sales or becoming a business consultant. I think also civil engineering or becoming an architect.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
They have a way of changing things too.
Beautiful, beautiful. And again, we need to take a commercial break, but before we do, just let the viewers know how they can reach you.
Okay, so it's diana.caremore@gmail.com. Or if you want to participate with the nonprofit, you would go to meetup.com/transition-to-green. And the Facebook is facebook.com/transition-2-green.
All right. And as I said earlier, for those who just popped in, I will be adding the additional information that you can reach Diana that's not on the flyer, but there is a flyer there. We're going to take that quick commercial break. And when we come back, Diana's going to provide some tips, and I'm also going to provide a cosmic soul reading to Diana. So we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Diana Brandt. I'm a business consultant. If you always wanted to be an entrepreneur and you've got these dreams, you no longer have to have them in your head. I help you with the steps. I'm offering a 15-minute complimentary call, and you can reach me at diana.caremore@gmail.com. Thank you for the opportunity.
Hello, gorgeous souls. Welcome. My name is Alex Vitilla, founder of Breathing Heart Consultancy. I work with Art Center coaches and consultants, soul-driven entrepreneur to heal past trauma and help you smash through the six-figure income ceiling in your business to create epic income and epic results and an epic impact onto Mother Earth. I've got an amazing offer. Activate your wealth consciousness. Drop me a message.
Hello, are you an entrepreneur, healer, author, publisher, life coach, or living in purpose? I am Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, the host of Joanne's Healing Within TV show, and I am currently accepting guest applications for those of you who are ready to shine your light, inspire others, and share your story, and step in front of a much larger audience, such as Roku, Amazon Fire TV, YouTube, and of course Facebook. I am currently offering special rates for those of you who are interested in inspiring others and shining your light. Email your bio and story to healingwithin76@gmail.com. Hello and welcome back. For those of you who are just joining, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I have my amazing guest and her pet, Diana. And what's the pet's name?
Violet Penelope.
Oh, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. For those of you who are just joining, remember to share, like, and comment on today's show. Know that we are on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and also YouTube. Since you've missed the beginning of the show, we're going to dive into, Diana, would you like to share one or two tips in regards to going green for the small businesses and the homes for that matter?
Okay, so for the home, I would say really look at your cleaning products and see if you can try something new that's considered eco. And I'll give you a hint. Myers has a really good line. So does Seventh Ray. And they have different scents. So I'm sure out of the ones that they offer, you'll find something that you think smells good. And give it a try. And for businesses, I would say the thing that you could do is look at your energy use. Is there a way for you to improve that through the LED lighting, through potentially, if you own your location, putting solar, or maybe asking the owners to consider solar? Because energy, you could get a nice savings there.
Yes, solar panels, huh? Yes, solar panels. Yes. Thank you for those tips. They're amazing. Those are amazing tips. And yes, I'll start applying some of them. Yes. So as I mentioned, I give all my guests a cosmic energy soul reading. And I'd like to know, would you be open to one?
Of course.
Okay. How it works is two ways. You can ask the universe for a question, and then I'll shuffle the cards and see what the cards have for you. Or you can just allow the universe to provide you with some clarity, which works best.
Well, last time I provided you with a question, so this time I'll let the universe give me some clarity.
Awesome. So what I'd like for you to do for me is I'd like you to repeat your full name that's on your birth certificate out loud 3 times.
Diana Valerie Brand. Diana Valerie Brand. Diana Valerie Brand.
Pretty name. And one of my cards just flew on the floor. So I will share that card with you privately when we're off the show because I can't get to it right now. I always believe when a card comes flying, it's an important card. So let's see what we have for right now. The word surrender. I think that's an appropriate card. Surrender. Based on everything you just spoke about in regards to, like, just for the viewers, for them to surrender their old ways of doing what they do. But in reference for you, because this is your card reading, surrendering, let me see what I'm hearing. Which is weird. Surrendering any leftover blockages that you may have in regards to connecting with your higher self and your gifts, because there's so much more to come for you. And I believe that there may be a little bit of maybe resistance to what you're supposed to do next regarding your journey. That you might be questioning it or even asking yourself, like, how is that going to be possible? So surrender the how and the why, and just allow yourself to know that whatever's supposed to be coming in for you will definitely serve your higher self. The color associated is your heart chakra. So it is really about, once you do surrender, you're going to find that it's going to open up your heart even more so than it already is. And you're going to have more excitement and blitz regarding the work that you do. Your number is 6 and 8. So know that the work that you are doing as your nonprofit is definitely helping not just you heal, but also helping everyone else and the world heals. The more you share and educate people about going green, the more you're helping others to heal. Your number 8 is all about the abundance that you are coming into, the abundance that you're aligned to regarding the work that you actually do. The 6 and 8 works out to a 14, which is a 5. Which means by you doing the work that you are doing, you are not just changing who you are and what you're doing, you're also helping the world change. You're helping the world become a better, healthier version of itself. Because again, as we all know, if each and every one of us does something for ourselves to go green, Each person that does that eventually becomes a world impact. So that's exactly what you're doing. You're providing a lot of changes with the world. Being here and sharing what you're sharing and all the things you do behind the scenes, you're sharing and helping a lot of people change the way they're doing things and leading into a lot more freedom in regards to our health and even freedom when we think about abundance, even freedom in regards to finances, where when we are going green and we're paying less for energy, being more energy efficient, we're going to save money. So you're doing a lot of good work here.
Well, thank you. That's the plan. I'm going to keep on trucking with it.
Yes, yes. And what I'd like to also find out for today, which you're reading, without including the year that you're born in, what is your month and day that you're born?
March 1.
Did you say March 1 or March 20th?
No, March 1. March
1?
1st. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So you're a Pisces.
Yes.
Yes. We have 2 Pisces sitting here. Isn't that interesting? So yeah, so when we think about your month and your day and your personal energy for this year, I always like to bring that into the conversation. As the March makes a lot of sense because it's a 3 energy. So you are the creator, you are the communicator, and you are the teacher. So what it is you are actually doing in reference to your nonprofit is exactly right in alignment to what it is you're supposed to be doing as the creator, as the teacher, and communicating about it. Now that 1 energy is all about the things that you do, the new things, bringing in the new things, bringing in, stepping into your leadership role, stepping into being more independent with what you're doing, helping people develop their own small businesses, which is new on its own thing and very independent for that matter. And lots of new opportunities coming in. Now, when we take the 3 and the 1, we add it together, it's a 4. Now, that 4 energy from the 3 and 1 is all about the balance that you find in your life by doing the work that you do. And you're building new foundations. You're not just building a new foundation for yourself, but you're helping others to build new foundations for themselves as well. When we think about that 4, it's also about that stability. Finding the stability in regards to helping people to go green and being more stabilized with it. Also stabilizing their health as they go green. And interesting enough, as your number had the number 8 in it, your purpose, your personal energy for this year, when we think about that 3 and 1, which is the 4, plus the 4 from the collective energy from 2020 works out to be an 8 energy. So this year, your personal energy for this particular year is about abundance. It's about stepping into all that there is. There's no limitations. The only limitations that may occur in your life are the ones you decide to create. Otherwise, as long as you're not creating any limitations, all the doors are open. You are here to, the expression is go big or go home. And that's exactly what you're here to do. You're here to go big this year. This is a very powerful year, helping you move into that space of that balance, that infinity energy, and knowing that you have unlimited sources of abundance coming your way. And you're also moving into a very powerful energy year as we move into next year's energy. So this particular year is leading you into that. So again, go big or go home. So very, very powerful energy right there.
Big. I'm going big.
Yes, yes. And just know that when we have that 8 energy, when you think about it, when you flip it over on its side, it's the infinity symbol, but it's also the balance. Balancing your work life and balancing your play life. Balancing your eating habits and balancing the exercises. So moving and resting. You know, eating, you know, as healthy as you can eat, but also allowing yourself to indulge as much as you want. That balance. That balance. It's really all about balancing.
Have you heard of a root beer freeze?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I treated myself to one of those.
Good. Yes, as you should, because you're in that 8 energy of abundance, and there's no limitations. No limitations this year. Anything that you are wishing for, anything that you are focusing on, know that everything is going to be in perfect alignment for you this year. You're moving in the right path. And just know that it's all going to really activate the heart center And as your card said, just learn to surrender. Surrender what doesn't serve you. Surrender the need to have to put more energy into something that doesn't need energy. Meaning that the universe is working for you.
Right.
And as long as the universe is working for you, know that the universe is opening those doors for you and everything is going in the perfect direction.
Lovely. I love hearing that.
Yes. How's
Very
this
nice.
resonating with you?
Nice. It's very reassuring. Thank you.
Yes. You have a very powerful remaining portion of 2020. And know that with this energy of the 8, like I said, is bringing you into a very powerful year for 2021, which means a lot of work for next year, but you're ready for it. You're ready for it.
You know, what's really interesting is that my whole life, the number 6 and 8 have followed me. That might be a whole other deal.
And that's your numbers right here, 6 and 8. And it makes sense because when we think about the number 6, especially as being born in March as a Pisces, the Pisces energy is the 12th house energy, the most intuitive astrological sign out of all 12 signs. And I mean, you're here on this earth living in your purpose, not just to make you healthy, but you're taking it one step further. You're making the world healthy. You're making our climate healthy. You're making our environment healthy. So it's a major healing process. So, and it all stems from when you were a little girl, you know, regarding watching your brother through his health experience. And thank God, as he got a little older, he outgrew it. And you just continue to do what you were doing. So yeah, moving into that healer and healing.
I know that this word has been used a lot as a popular word in the last probably decade, empath. But I've been told from very close friends and family that I'm a very empathetic. I have an empathetic, or I don't know how you would say it, empathic soul.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, again, that's a given because you're a Pisces. You're a Pisces. Yeah, it's a Pisces trait, as we are, again, the 12th house energy. We're intuitive, we're psychic, we have psychic abilities. And out of all 12 signs, we are the most powerful, intuitive creature out there. And I mean, I don't know what your other, your moon and rising sign is, but just being that Pisces energy is powerful.
I don't remember. Somebody did my chart a long time ago, about probably 11 years ago, and he said that you have every sign that's in your family in your chart. So like my mother is a Taurus, my brother's Libra, and my dad is Aries. So I
do have those in your chart.
Yeah, they're all in there. I just can't remember which one was the rising and which I don't remember the details. They're all
definitely,
there.
yeah, definitely take a peek at your chart and take a look to see, because theoretically, whatever your design is, actually is who you are. But as that Pisces sun sign, yes. And when we think about the sun sign in itself, your sun sign is actually what you are here on this earth to eventually become. So theoretically, we're intuitive already. And just think how much more powerful that's going to become as you grow more into it. Because as the sun sign, that's what we're here to become. Rising sign is what you present yourself when you walk into a room. That's what people see of you. But your Pisces sign is your intuition, your psychic abilities. And as you said, that 6 and 8 energy follows you. So yes, you are the healer. You are doing your healing work and you're healing the world, which brings a lot of abundance. So yeah.
I like getting this big picture. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. And with that being said, we're going to take another commercial break. But before we do, let the viewers get your information from one last time.
Okay, so it's diana.caremore@gmail.com. That's the email to get in touch with me. The other is through the Transition to Green nonprofit. It's meetup.com /transition-to-green, and then facebook.com/transition_2 green.
All right. And for our viewers out there, we're going to add the additional information that's not on the flyers. So for those of you who wish to contact Diana regarding the additional information, that will be posted in the comments at some point today. But with all that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, I'm going to give you the conclusion of today's show. Diana, I'd like to thank you for being here today and sharing all that you're sharing and helping the environment become a better, healthier environment. So thank you.
Thank you too, very
Thank
much.
you.
I'm really happy to be on the show.
We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Sonia Blade. I'm a Staff Sergeant in the United States Marine Corps here at Camp Pendleton, California. I have a bachelor's degree in kinesiology from San Diego State University. I joined the Marine Corps in 2010. And since then, I've actually learned a lot more about leadership than I ever thought I would learn. I've been able to train and mentor thousands of Marines. I started doing figure competitions back in 2013, and that really began my passion for helping others reach their fitness goals. I received my personal training certificate in order to help people reach their fitness goals. I also like to incorporate lifestyle training and life coaching because having the right mindset is what's really going to get you that lifestyle change. So if you guys want to reach me, you can reach me on my Instagram, Facebook, or send me an email. There's more to come, so stay tuned.
God, like what's next for me? I'm just fulfilling my destiny.
Hello, and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just joining, I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Colon, and I had my amazing guest on, Diana. She is our business consultant. We spoke about a lot about going green. Her nonprofit is Transition to Green. So to get more information, you're going to have to come back and watch the replay or go to Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or check out YouTube because it's there. I'd like to also remind you guys that for those of you who are interested in getting yourself a Cosmic Energy Soul reading, feel free to email healingwithin76@gmail.com or send me a text 646-236-9155. And for those of you who are interested in becoming a guest or an advertising sponsor, I am currently accepting guest sponsorships and advertising sponsorship application as we speak. I have several dates available for November and December. For more information, feel free to send that email to healingwithin76@gmail.com. And I'd also like to invite you to two different events. On Tuesdays, well, let's start off with Mondays. Mondays at 11:11 p.m. Eastern Time, I am offering the 11-minute meditation and one card pull via Zoom. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to email healingwithin76@gmail.com for the Zoom link. And also every Tuesday for the 5 weeks, and I think we are on week 3, I offer a 10-minute Super Blast workout via Zoom. For that information, again, same link, healingwithin76@gmail.com. And I look forward to connecting with you on all my free events. Now, also join me on this Wednesday, on my radio show, Joanne's Cosmic Energy Radio Show, for an amazing show. And I'll be sharing with you about Mercury retrograde. Again, yes, Mercury is going retrograde October 14th for our 3-week period. So with all that said, have yourself a great day. Remember, share, like, and comment on today's show. I'll come back and answer those comments. Till next time, bye-bye for now.